Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to do a Q&A and answer some questions that I got. And I'm kind of thinking that I want to do this like in, I guess like categories. So today, and I've just been drinking coffee all morning, so I'm just ready to talk. So I've been getting a lot of questions on how I became a makeup artist, why I started YouTube, and suggestions on starting a channel. I'm gonna kind of just work around those type of questions and give you guys like my background story. And I know, again, my hair is a little crazy. I actually didn't even bother this time. I'm kind of just letting it do its thing. I'm all natural today because I'm kind of letting my hair just recover. I'm planning on lightening it up a bit for winter or for fall. I know it doesn't really make sense, but I'm kind of just getting over the whole black hair thing that I have all year round. That would be nice. I don't know, what do you guys think? So my first question is why I became a makeup artist and what sort of kind of inspired me to become a makeup artist and what still inspires me. So a little background story. Ever since I was little, sorry, I feel so out of breath. I don't know why. I think like because I've just been drinking so much coffee, I'm like moving and talking slower than my body wants. So it's like I have to kind of catch my breath. That's kind of makes no sense. But anyways, a little background story. I feel like ever since I can remember, I know this is gonna sound like super cliche and what every other makeup artist says, but it's true for me. It's definitely true for me. I've always kind of known that I wanted to be a makeup artist. I've always loved it. I mean, I've always, ever since I can remember, I've always been like the go-to person to get your hair done and your makeup done. Even when I wasn't, I guess, that good, when I was just kind of starting out, I was a little bit better than anybody else. I've always just had a knack for it, and it always came really easy, I guess, at the time, because now that I know a little bit more, I look back and I'm just like horrified in the things that I used to do. But at the time, it wasn't that bad in my eyes. I thought it was pretty good, and other people thought it was okay. I mean, like I did everybody's hair and makeup, and yeah, there was a time in like maybe like in high school, beginning of high school, where they made me like take a test, and you know those tests that you take and then you find out what you want to do. Turned out that makeup artist was just not one of them, and then that kind of got me thinking that like there's no money in it. I should think of it more as like a hobby. Like I knew I loved it, but I should start thinking more about like what's gonna pay the bills and like going to school and you know those type things. So I kind of just put that in the back burner. So I was kind of just caught up in like the money side and the school side, so I just kind of gave up on becoming a makeup artist. I wasn't even like, I still loved it, and I loved, like I would wear makeup every day to school. I started wearing makeup really early, maybe like in 6th grade. I mean, I tried in 5th grade, which is kind of weird, but the first time I ever wore makeup to school was in 5th grade. And I remember like you couldn't wear makeup, of course, because you're in 5th grade. And so I had a teacher tell me like you can't wear makeup, and of course it was really bad and it was so obvious. I didn't even try to, like, you know, when you first wear makeup, you don't go for like the natural look. You're like, where is the blue eyeshadow? So of course they wouldn't let me wear makeup, so that was the last time. So in 6th grade, that's when I went into middle school, and that's when I started to experiment more with makeup. I started to wear eyeliner. That was like my thing, just a black eyeliner and foundation, mascara. That's all I would wear. And then to high school, of course, I went a little bit more. I didn't really start to do my brows or contour, blush, and highlight till like way after, till after high school. But anyways, kind of got a little sidetracked. So yeah, I was a little confused in high school. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I thought that I wanted to be some sort of like a what is it called, like a coordinator, like a party planner. I wanted to go to FITM and, you know, all those like fashion institute schools. So after high school, I went to go to the school with my dad to see like the expenses and, you know, what it takes to go to college, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to college. So we went to FITM and it just turned out to be like super expensive, and it was just like so much to go to that school, and not just so much money but so much of my effort. Like I had to completely like dedicate myself. And why I decided to not do it, because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to put all this time and effort into something and all this money and not be 100% sure that that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. It became more of like I just want to please my parents, because they kind of expect me to go to college and do all that, you know, that normal stuff that you do. So I was just kind of stuck for a while. I took a year off after high school. So one day, my mom suggested beauty school. So my mom kind of just planted the seed, and then later I was talking to a friend and he was kind of telling me like, so like, what do you want to do with your life? And we were just, I guess, having like that conversation, that deeper conversation. And basically I told him like, well, like, I'm not sure, but what really interests me is like makeup and hair and, you know, that sort of route. So he's like, well, why don't you go to beauty school? So now I had like 2 people telling me like, it's obvious, like if that's what you want to do, then go to beauty school. So it kind of gave me a little push, and then a month later I was enrolled in beauty school. So beauty school was bittersweet. I loved it, and then I hated it, and then I loved it. Color theory came around, and I'm like talking about like hair dyeing and bleaching and all that, and that turned out to be so hard for me. It was so hard. I don't know, like I realized that that's not what I wanted to do at all. Like it was hard, and I wasn't just that into it, you know. I was like, I don't like hair. I would sometimes not even go to school anymore. I would take a few days off. I was just so bad, and I just didn't have the ambition anymore. I was very unmotivated to go to school, and it also made me feel really bad that all this time I thought that this is what I wanted to do, and I end up hating it. That's not what I wanted to do anymore. And I was still in beauty school. I decided to just kind of stick through it, and then prom season came around. Prom season is my favorite season, and after prom you get the holidays, and I started to do more makeup, and I was always kind of comfortable with makeup. I would do it on myself and my friends and my family, so I was a little more comfortable with makeup than I was with like hair. So I was doing makeup, and that kind of began to be more of like a passion. I rediscovered what I really liked. So I was doing makeup, and me and like a few other girls became like the makeup girls in school. So every time anybody wanted to get their makeup done, it'd be like on us. We were like the makeup artists, and that was really cool. And I really like to do hair, like updos and things like that. Not like color, nothing like that, but like updos and curling and straightening and, you know, little things like braids, and that I really enjoyed. Once I graduated from beauty school, I took my state board, and I didn't pass it, so I just haven't taken it again. But I'm really not in a rush, because I realized that I didn't want to be like behind the chair type cosmetologist. I was more into like, you know, makeup, and you really don't need a certificate for that. But I still want to go back and take my state board, because it is really useful, and plus I paid for it, so I have to do it. So after beauty school, I started to get jobs in little makeup places here and there, so like beauty supply stores. After that, I went to like bigger, like more high-end makeup, and then behind the counter, and I started to do more freelance. My first clients were like a friend's friend or like my mom's friend's daughter, and then you start building with referrals. And also that is kind of why I started YouTube. My very first video was more for like a competition. I wanted to do like a competition that I saw. It was like a L'Oreal competition. You had to do like a red carpet type look. That was my very first video. It ended up getting uploaded too late, so I didn't even enter the competition, but I ended up just leaving it up there. That was like a while before I started my YouTube channel. So I started it when I started this channel was just to practice and to kind of give myself a name, to put myself out there. And I was obsessed with watching YouTube videos. I would watch YouTube videos all night, and sometimes I would think like, you know, I can do that. And I always had friends and family tell me like, you should start a YouTube channel. So eventually I did, and my very first videos are so embarrassing. They're not even up anymore. And to kind of have like a online portfolio, because I knew that having a portfolio was very important. That's what I wanted to do, just do makeup and kind of have a little hobby. So that's just what I did. I just did it. And a lot of people always ask me what my suggestions are in starting a YouTube channel, and I always say just do it. I mean, you don't really think much about it. You just pick up the camera and film yourself doing your makeup. That's the easiest way to start. Just do what you love and be yourself, and like there's no other way that I can say. Like, it doesn't sound like, you know, glamorous and the best advice you've ever heard, but it's just so easy. You just do it, and it can be a little awkward at first because you're technically just by yourself and you're talking to nobody. With time, you start kind of realizing what works better for you. You learn through trial and error. You have to make mistakes to get better. I mean, like, I look back in my old videos and I see how much I've progressed, and I always get comments from you guys telling me how much I've learned and compared to my old videos. And at that time I started my YouTube channel because I thought that I was good enough to do a YouTube channel. But now that I look back, it's like you're always constantly learning. There's always new techniques, and you're always finding ways to blend a little bit easier, to do your eyeliner a little bit straighter, to contour a little bit better. So you're always going to learn more, and you're always going to keep progressing. And I'm gonna look back maybe in a few years to these videos and realize how bad my contour was, or, you know, my eyebrows or whatever. So it doesn't matter if there's people out there that are better than you, but there's always somebody that's going to like you and your style, and maybe learn with you. Like, you can totally be honest, like, I'm not a makeup artist, I just love doing this, and I'm showing you what I know. So just be yourself, do what you like, and everything else kind of just unravels. But I think that is pretty much it on this topic. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments, and don't forget to like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe, of course, and follow me on Instagram and on Snapchat. But other than that, I think that I'm done. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.